What's up, guys? It's your boys Wokey, back out with another scary, terrifying, and creepy video from Chilling Scares. We're about to watch Where Did These Images Come From, which are pretty much images that, one, you have either never seen before, or two, you never want to see again. These images are ones that you don't know, could these even be real? We're going to watch it right now together. So grab a chair, grab some popcorn, your extra pair of pants. Spooky time. If you guys are new to my channel, if you guys are returning and have not subscribed yet, make sure you guys subscribe right now before you, or also hit the bell icon next to it, because all of those subscribers definitely help out the channel grow, lets other people enjoy the YouTube channel by saying, hey, come on in and subscribe, comment, like, and share. I thank you guys all so very much for the love and support you guys have continued thus far. We are almost to hopefully hitting 100K one day, but also link is in the description for Chilling Scares. Go over to their channel, give them some love, subscribe, comment, like, and share. You know the deal. And with that being said, let's get into the scares.
The Russian sleep experiment. Even for those who haven't been a part of the online horror community for a long time, these two photographs from the iconic creepypasta known as the Russian sleep experiment will probably look familiar. For over a decade, the Russian sleep experiment has ranked high on the list of the most infamously scary stories on the internet, with its influence reaching far beyond the limits of the online horror community. But despite its mass popularity, many people still don't know the origin of the disturbing images linked to the story. According to the creepypasta, during World War II, a group of researchers from the Soviet Union locked 5 unwilling prisoners of war in a cell and exposed them to a stimulant gas that was designed to keep them awake for 30 days, leading the prisoners to slowly slip further and further into insanity. Although the focus of the experiment was supposed to be on the effects of sleep deprivation, the legend says that after about 15 days of exposing the prisoners to the gas, the scientists opened the doors to the cell and found that the test subjects had inflicted horrible injuries on themselves and had even started eating their own flesh. As the story goes, the prisoners had to be forcibly removed from the cell, and in the process they became violent, taking the lives of some of the scientists. Disturbingly, despite the mental and physical damage the prisoners had endured for the last 15 days, they desperately begged the scientists to put them back on the stimulant gas to avoid falling asleep. As per the creepypasta, the test subjects all ended up losing their lives. The story of the Russian sleep experiment became a classic in the online horror space almost immediately after it was uploaded to the creepypasta website in 2010. But from my research, its origins date back to even earlier than that. On August 8, 2009, user Rip747 posted the story on his personal WordPress blog, claiming that his brother had emailed him a link with the story and that neither of them knew who the original author was. It's very likely that the story existed even prior to this post, but without the name of the author or any other information, it's almost impossible to pinpoint the exact origin.
What drives somebody to be like, yeah, let's give them some gas and let them not sleep for 30 days?
Later that same month, the story was uploaded to the miscellaneous board of the bodybuilding forums website by user Falcon Punch, and almost exactly a year later in August 2010, user Orange Soda uploaded the story to the creepypasta wiki page. Although the story earned its very own page on the creepypasta website just 6 days after it was posted by Orange Soda, it wasn't until years later that the urban legend was linked to the images so famously associated with it. In March of 2013, the story got its own website, and later that same year the story was read aloud in a video posted by the YouTube channel I Read Creepypastas, which was possibly the first time the black and white images were used in connection to the legend. One of the images shows a group of 4 men standing against a wall wearing different types of gas masks, with the men in the image representing the Russian scientists in the fictional story. The other photograph shows a horribly emaciated humanoid creature with sunken, deteriorated features staring eerily into the camera with a terrifying smile. Since its upload, I Read Creepypasta's video has received over 34 million views on YouTube.
Holy moly!
Which has led even more users to search for the original author of the story. In 2015, a British writer known as Holly Ice published a book named Russian Sleep Experiment. Many people believe that she was the original author of the creepypasta story, but she later revealed that she had only used the original creepypasta as inspiration. As I was digging in various online forums for possible clues regarding the original author of the Russian sleep experiment, I found a Reddit thread in which user Nothing Crazy claims ownership of the story, stating that the myth was originally posted to 4chan. However, as the user doesn't offer any proof, it's difficult to confirm whether this is true or not. It's possible that we'll never know who wrote the original story, But
Yikes.
creepypasta aside, what are the origins of the disturbing images that became linked to the Russian sleep experiment? Although many people assumed that the image of the test subject sitting on the edge of the bed was a real photograph from a World War II prisoner of war, the reality is actually much less disturbing. If the black and white filter is removed from the image, the prisoner starts to look a lot less like a person and a lot more like a sculpture or a decoration.
Oh, creepy.
And as it turns out, that's pretty much exactly what it is. In 2005, a Halloween decoration company named Morbid Enterprises created a humanoid animatronic by the name Spasm as a part of their preparations for the Halloween season. When activated, the animatronic shook violently and emitted a disturbing groaning sound. Up until 2015, the figure of a deranged prisoner in a straitjacket could be bought in Halloween stores or online, but the product has since been discontinued.
This does not look like the same thing.
Spasm's terrifying appearance and exaggerated features made it the perfect candidate for a test subject in the story of the Russian sleep experiment.
Does it look like the same thing?
Photograph of the four men in gas masks, the first occurrence I found of this image was on a 2008 Amazon listing of
Creepy.
a picture frame in which the black and white picture was featured as a sample image.
What?
It's unclear why this particular photograph was used, but because the listing was taken down several years ago.
Oh, here's the picture frame. That would be lovely, but don't look at the 4 gas members that are in there.
There's really no useful information on this page. The only explanation for the photograph I found was on a historical archive website called Granger.com. In 2013, the image of the 4 men was uploaded with the caption, "World War I Gas Warfare, American soldiers demonstrating the different types of gas masks worn by left to right US, British, French, and German troops." The image dates back to 1917.
They almost look like horror characters, like from like Jason Voorhees, Michael Myers, Bloody Valentine. It's pretty much what they kind of look like.
Ultimately, the way in which 2 completely unrelated images that were taken 100 years apart were used to complement a story about a fictional experiment carried.
So apparently this is a sculpture, and this picture was in a Amazon frame to buy and was used in a scary story.
Out during World War II is a testament to the
Weird.
endless creativity of the online horror community. Although the story behind the image is obviously fake, the fact that most of the articles written about the Russian sleep experiment today are attempts to investigate the validity of the story or to debunk it as a hoax says a lot about the story's effectiveness. Whereas most creepypastas are usually immediately written off by mainstream media as obvious hoaxes, the story of the Russian sleep experiment has received attention from news outlets worldwide. Without the mass notoriety of the disturbing images linked to this story, it's safe to say that the creepypasta genre wouldn't be as popular as it is today. Barney.
Oh,
In the early 90s, the show Barney
that's like if Barney came from Wish.com.
was aired for the first time on PBS, and it didn't take long for the purple dinosaur to become a favorite among the show's young preschool audience.
I watched a lot.
Thanks to the show's emphasis on the value of friendship and the cast of iconic characters, Barney has become a pop culture icon whose legacy endures to this day. Although Barney is usually associated with innocence and happy childhood memories, there is one particular image on the internet that portrays the friendly dinosaur in a much creepier light. The image in question shows a small, happy-looking child in a red and blue jacket standing on the grass, while an unsettling figure of what appears to be a person in a Barney costume lurks in the background.
From Wish.com.
Barney's lifeless black eyes, distorted smile, and generally off-putting appearance have disturbed many viewers into scouring the corners of the internet in search of an explanation for the eerie photograph. Like many creepy pictures, the origins of the image can be traced back to the online forum Reddit, where it was posted in the r/creepy subreddit in 2016 by user Radioactivate with the caption, "A creepy photo of my friend when he was young." The caption on the Imgur page the user links to reads, "My friend was going through some of his photos of his younger self and found this gem." Upon closer inspection, it appears that the image was taken from a photo album. After dozens of people commented on the creepy nature of the image on the original post, the uploader posted the comment, "I don't know a whole lot about the photo. Currently my friend is at work, but once he gets home I'll bug him to tell us everything he knows." Unfortunately, the post was never updated, and no new information on the image ever came to light.
Oh, of course it was.
Other than the original Reddit post, there isn't really a lot of context on the image anywhere else, and all we can assume is that the creepy Barney figure was somebody's attempt at a costume, perhaps for a birthday party or something else. Some of the comments on the post seem to echo that theory, but if that's not the case, then what exactly is going on in this unsettling image? Well,
Somebody bought a costume from Wish.com, Thought it was going to be a really good looking Barney costume, and it looks like this.
Likely never know.
I mean, they didn't have wish.com back in the day. Oh, I remember that one.
On July 10th, 2020, Reddit user GrizzlyPanda5 uploaded an unsettling image that immediately sparked an online frenzy, with hundreds of users desperately searching for the origins of the strange photograph.
This one's creepy.
The image shows two children looking down from a window. The girl smiles innocently, but the boy next to her stares at the camera with an emotionless expression. Behind them stands the dark silhouette or shadow of a woman staring into the distance with a pair of eyes that for some reason are the only visible features on her entire body. As most viewers notice, the lighting of the image
It's the Grudge.
obviously doesn't make any sense. Even though the woman is standing behind the children, she's close enough to the window for the light to make her features visible.
Besides
But in
her
this
eyes.
case, all we see is a shadow and a creepy pair of eyes. While researching the origins of the photograph, I noticed the name Tales of Terror from Tokyo coming up repeatedly in connection to the image on various online forums.
Japanese.
Tales of Terror from Tokyo is a Japanese horror TV show that aired from 2003 to 2005.
Oh.
According to several users, the origin of this particular image can be traced back to one of the episodes on the show. However, this isn't exactly true. Although there is a connection between the image and the show, it didn't come directly from an episode in the series. As it turns out, the image is actually from a scene in a Japanese short film whose title translates to Only the Two of Us. Only the Two of Us was released in 2005.
So another Japanese horror. Oh my gosh. Japanese have beautiful culture. Like I've said before, but their ghosts are their next level of terror.
As a spin-off to the original Tales of Terror from Tokyo series, and follows the story of a high school tutor and her student who find themselves trapped in a series of disturbing paranormal events. In the scene that this image was sourced from, a girl walks past an apartment complex and waves at the children looking down from the window. Seconds later, the mysterious shadow appears behind them. It's worth noting that the shadow's eyes in the Reddit image were not a part of the original, were most likely edited in by the
So they're
upload
added
to make
later.
the image more disturbing. Due to its obscure origins and generally disturbing quality, this creepy picture has come to be recognized by many as one of the most infamous cursed images of the decade.
I think it would have been creepier if the eyes were like pointed towards the viewer. Just saying.
The wooden bathtub.
Ah, is that
This
chocolate
bizarre
pudding?
image of what appears to be a man covered in a questionable brown liquid inside a wooden bathtub has been circulating on various websites and online forums for the past few years.
I really
and
hope
has
that's
become a
chocolate pudding.
classic in the cursed image genre. The photograph was originally posted in the dank memes from site 19 subreddit by user ErmyBoy, along with the caption SCP-106 in a docile state within containment. It's worth mentioning that this entire subreddit is dedicated to posting memes about the SCP Foundation. If the term sounds unfamiliar, SCP Foundation is a collaborative internet-based fiction project about a fictional government agency that secures, contains, and protects the population from strange monsters, thus the acronym SCP. The roots
Well, they did a sucky job because my ex-wife got away.
of the fictional SCP Foundation can be traced all the way back to 4chan, and it's basically an evolved version of the creepypasta website. If you go far enough down the rabbit hole, you'll find some pretty complex and detailed entries written by random people on the internet.
Man, I need to look at this website, and we should do like different episodes of each SP or SCP-049, and then do 51, 52, 53. We should do that. Would you guys watch those?
Part of the allure of the website is that anyone can get an account on the SCP Wiki and write a horror story about a fictitious monster framed as an entry in the agency's database, which is a big part of the reason why SCP Foundation has gained such a massive following. Every entry in the database is given a number to classify it, and according to the website, SCP-106 corresponds to a character known as the Old Man. As the name suggests, SCP-106 is described as an elderly humanoid that has the power to corrode anything it touches. In the SCP lore, the Old Man is usually depicted with a layer of brown, mucus-like liquid, which might explain the reference to the character in the original image posted on Reddit. Although we don't know anything about the man portrayed in the wooden bathtub image, there seem to be
That looks like a girl from a sorority that's trying to pledge, jumped herself in some chocolate, didn't realize that the chocolate pudding was hot chocolate pudding, and now is getting sunburned.
several clues
Or
across
getting
various websites
burned by
as
the
to where
chocolate pudding.
picture was taken. On a Russian social media website called VK, which is similar to Facebook, a user named Alexander Belikov posted an image of himself submerged in a brown liquid in a wooden tub. Obviously the pictures were taken from different angles, but based on the shape of the tiles on the walls, the wooden bathtub, and the overall aesthetic of the room, it's highly likely that the two images were taken in the same location. According to Alexander Belikov's post, this image was taken in some sort of spa or healthcare center in Poland, where one of the available therapeutic procedures is to be submerged in a bathtub full of mud that's heated up to 100 degrees Fahrenheit. This type of treatment is actually not uncommon in the holistic space.
I've heard it can rejuvenate your body.
And in the past couple of decades, mud therapy has become pretty popular due to its multiple health benefits.
I'm good.
Although this image has been creeping people out,
I'll keep taking my cold showers because I like my cold showers.
Since its original upload, it's really just a picture of a man taking a mud bath at a holistic health center. The man's abnormal face expression could be due to the effects that were added to the image before it was posted, but it's also possible that the image was planned to be creepy or funny by the man and the person taking it.
Gross.
Eyeless Jack.
Oh, hello!
If you've ever gone digging around for creepy on the internet, there's a good chance you've heard of the name Eyeless Jack at some point.
Never heard it.
Even if you haven't, there's still a high chance you've come across this chilling image of a man in a tight, dark hoodie and a white mask with large black holes for eyes towering over what we can only infer
It's called the Eyeless Jack.
to be a bed. The image of Eyeless Jack first emerged on the online forum 4chan on June 7, 2010, when a user named Arnon published a post titled Nightmare Fuel, which contained images of disturbing creatures from video games and various other sources. One of the images that was featured in the post was the original picture of Eyeless Jack, which has continued to haunt viewers since its original upload in 2010, and it's not too hard to see why. Although the image was reposted all over the internet from the moment it was first made public, it wasn't until 2012 that an official story was written to go along with the picture. The story itself was written by a Wikia user named Azel5000, which includes a fictional first-person account of an encounter with Eyeless Jack. The original account reads,
It's literally like people that come up with their own nightmares or have nightmares and they're unique, so they make their own villainish evildoer, and then they write about it.
I was staring face to face with a creature with a black hoodie and a dark blue mask with no nose or mouth staring down at me. The thing that scared me the most was that it had no eyes, just empty black sockets.
Was it
The
breathing?
creature also had some black substance dripping from its sockets.
Ew.
According to the original story, Eyeless Jack was once a normal 19-year-old kid named Jack Nyris, who was used by a cult as a human sacrifice in a terrifying ritual that involved the removal of his eyes and a liquid mixture of tar and blood being poured into his sockets.
Ah!
As the myth states, something went horribly wrong during the sacrifice, and Jack was turned into the creature in the image. The creepypasta associated with the picture mentions that after the sacrifice, Eyeless Jack became a serial killer with the ability to sneak into people's houses and surgically remove their kidneys without them waking up. According to the urban legend, by the time people would wake up the next morning, Eyeless Jack would have already eaten their kidneys. As it usually happens with creepypastas, the horrifying story of Eyeless Jack quickly gained traction across various online platforms, leading hundreds of users to expand on the original version and create their own adaptations.
What the crap?
Although the image quickly became one of the most popular mainstream creepypastas in history, the actual creator of the original image was still a mystery. It wasn't until February 2020 that Twitter user Pirate Cashew claimed ownership by posting the original image with the caption, "My friend took it and uploaded it anonymously as Jack. I did not find out about it until like a couple years ago. This is the unblurred background version to prove it. Never been posted before." Pirate Cashew is an artist and digital creator from the Prove it. Never been posted before. Pirate Cashew is an artist and digital creator from the UK with a decent sized following on Twitter, and it's intriguing how one of her random creations inadvertently ended up turning into one of the most valuable pieces of internet history in the horror genre. To this day, users have continued adding their own twists on the story of Eyeless Jack, solidifying the character's status as the face of one of the most widely known creepypastas of all time.
I've never heard about it until now.
The Rake. If you've been on the horror side of the internet
this a lot.
for even a short amount of time, there's a good chance you've heard of The Rake.
Yes.
The story of The Rake first emerged in the early 2000s on the online forum 4chan. Initially, it took the form of a series of anonymous posts and accounts by individuals claiming to have encountered a mysterious creature in the woods.
Called the Rake.
These narratives described a humanoid creature with pale, gaunt features, long limbs, and large, soul-piercing eyes. A being known as the Rake. And even if you've never heard of the name before, there's a high chance that you've seen this image.
Yep.
In it, we can see some kind of creature lurking in the bottom right-hand corner of a photograph taken somewhere in a forest during the dead of night. The Rake is shown with glowing white eyes and a long, skinny body. It's an image that has haunted those who have seen it, desperately trying to figure out what exactly this terrifying entity is. The image in question was reposted all over the internet, and its eerie, realistic look convinced people into thinking it was a genuine photo taken by a trail cam or something of the like. While doing research on the origins of the photograph, it turns out it was actually part of a large marketing campaign for the video game Resistance 3, which was released on September 6, 2011. In Resistance 3, there's a brief moment where players encounter a similar creature known as the Grim. The design of the Grim, with its pale and emaciated appearance, resonated with the collective imagination of the online community, leading to the adoption of the image as the visual representation of the creepypasta that is the Rake. As is common with many creepypastas, the story of the Rake quickly gained traction across various online platforms. Writers and artists expanded on the original concept, adding their own twists and adaptations.
This looks like something totally different.
Their own twists and
See if it comes up.
Association of the Rake with the image from Resistance 3
I don't
played
know.
a significant role in its widespread recognition and adoption within the online horror community.
From a
Even though
game?
the photo in question caused many people on the internet to be creeped out, it is worth noting how intriguing it is that this image essentially helped to shed a light on more creepypastas. It's safe to assume that without the mass popularity of the Rake and its image, creepypastas wouldn't be as widely well known. Teletubbies. In the late 1990s, a British children's television show burst onto the scene, captivating young viewers with its whimsical characters and vibrant world. The Teletubbies, created by Ann Wood and...
Thankfully, I never got into these because I was preteen at the time. I was 13, 14 years old, but my mom used to watch daycare children, and they were hooked onto these things. And I just thought they were the creepiest thing ever.
Andrew Davenport became an instant sensation, captivating children and adults alike with their unique blend of educational content, imaginative storytelling, and infectious joy. Each Teletubby had its distinct appearance, personality, and color, making them easily recognizable and relatable to young viewers. Although these characters are beloved by young
I like Snoo Snoo. It was the vacuum cleaner.
children around the world, there is one specific photograph of the Teletubbies that has been creeping people out, and it's not too hard to see why.
They look like they have buttons on their eyes.
The photograph in question shows a young boy sitting in some sort of hospital room surrounded by 4 of the main Teletubbies. However, these aren't the ordinary Teletubbies that we're used to.
From
These
Wish.com.
ones have completely black, lifeless eyes that are absolutely horrifying to look at as the 4 of them stare at the camera. But what exactly is this photograph, and what's going on here? Let's examine the photo. A poster of the Dutch football star Dennis Bergkamp can be seen on the wall in the background. In light of this, it's very conceivable that this picture was taken in the Netherlands. It's also important to note that the image in the corner is actually a snapshot of another image. It looks to be a picture of a picture. We cannot, of course, overlook the fact that these outfits are meant to be spooky. These were designed to be disturbing, and thus it appears that everything was done on purpose. The first occurrence of this image on the internet, according to what I was able to find, refers to this Reddit post from the r/creepy.
I don't know about you. They're not like scary, like in your face images, but I have chills. Like, I'm probably going to remember these for my nightmares.
Subreddit with the caption, "As if being sick as a kid wasn't scary enough. I saw this on the wall in the children's ward of an English hospital under the name Celebrities Who Visited Us," wrote the uploader JF1984 in a comment. The uploader hasn't made a post on Reddit in almost 7 years, indicating that he presumably no longer uses that account, although he still is active on other social networking sites where he goes by the name JF Doodles. When Scare Theater, a YouTuber, messaged him about the Teletubbies image, he replied that he had seen the image on the notice board in a children's hospital waiting area. Jay regrettably replies that he didn't know any further details regarding the image when he was pressed. He said that owing to the hospital's rigorous patient confidentiality policies, he wouldn't be able to get in touch with them easily. Beyond this, it's difficult to uncover any more information regarding this image. Given the circumstances, we can only infer that this was a hospitalized child who was visited by these men in an effort to lift his spirits. But it's definitely safe to say that it didn't go over all that well, since what type of youngster would find themselves in a better frame of mind after seeing these four enter to surprise them?
I'm like, oh, the Teletubbies are here. I'm like, what is that? That's not the Teletubbies.
While trying to find the origins of these images, I often found myself on some pretty obscure and unprotected parts of the internet. That's why for this video I've partnered with Surfshark.
Now!
Surfshark is a
no sponsorships here.
Smile Dog.
The Smile Dog.
Those who have gone digging around for creepypastas and creepy images on the internet in the past have surely seen at least one of these three images.
I've never.
Like many other things.
Honestly, I've never seen none of these.
Smile Dog may be linked back to 4chan, in this case the X-board. The image is more than 10 years old, and the earliest creepypasta article I could locate was from 2010. Many individuals have been truly disturbed by the well-known and unsettling site known as smile.jpg. According to the legend, if someone sees the image, they will instantly feel compelled to share it with everyone they know. This is necessary because it's said he'll pay you a visit if you don't. The legend states that the dog represents a demonic creature or bad spirit that would purportedly torment the victim until it becomes its real form and kills them.
I have an ex-wife. I'm already there.
Unless they distribute the photo, of course. People who say they saw smile.jpg frequently faintly joke that they were too busy to download a copy of the image on their computer. All supposed victims, however, provide the identical description of the image. The only background feature visible
Well, it looks like there's also a hand here.
Is a human hand extending from the shadows on the left side of the picture.
Like it's trying to pet
which
it.
is used to characterize the dog-like creature's appearance, which is typically described as resembling a Siberian husky. But creepypasta aside, where does this image originate from? There are really three photographs, but alas, there isn't much, if any, information available for two of them. There doesn't seem to be an...
Well, this one looks like it's got some type of human in here with its hand. We got the smiling, grinning dog. Another dog kind of grinning with another hand.
Explanation behind the photos. They just sort of exist. The one that appears to have been much overexposed is the one for which I do have some information. Feel free to post a comment below if you happen to know anything about the other two pictures. However, I do know a little bit about this one. Reddit user Not Hurting Anymore 5678 wrote a post titled, "I think I found one of the images used to make Smile Dog," with a picture of a husky. The facial features and eyes are identical when comparing the two pictures. I have to say, it is startlingly similar to the Smile Dog picture. The only problem is that the dog in the image is obviously not in front of a red curtain. A Reddit user named Ice Cream Guy posted a comment revealing that he had found the curtain background used in the photo. As you can see, in the image the ears have also been clearly cropped off. They would simply need to crop out the dog while only going around its head, position it in front of a crimson curtain background.
Who has time to find all this information?
And apply the eerie effects to it. But that's pretty much all we know. We know nothing about the image's creator and only have little information on one of the three photos. In time, we'll hopefully find more information regarding the other Smile Dog photos that, as of right now, remain incredibly mysterious.
What the flip?
Mickey Mouse Basement. Mickey Mouse, the iconic cartoon character created by Walt Disney, has captivated the hearts of children around the world for decades. With his infectious charm, playful nature, and timeless appeal, Mickey Mouse has become a beloved figure in popular culture. Despite this, though, there is a particular image on the internet of this iconic character portrayed in a rather distressing way.
I'm guessing from not Walt Disney.
Shows an old, dilapidated basement that has certainly seen better days. And peering around a corner in the distance is a man dressed up in an extremely frightening, eerie Mickey Mouse costume. The man's mask also seems to be a bit squished in, which adds to the nightmare fuel that's already heavily present. It looks to be something of a horror movie. It should be mentioned that there was also a very similar photo that circulated online, which showed someone pointing a gun at the man dressed as Mickey.
Toy gun.
But it turned out this was just a convincing photoshopped version of the original image. By doing a bit of research on the internet relating to this picture, you'll find that there really isn't a lot of information out there regarding the backstory or origins of it, or even what exactly is going on in it.
It's probably people are bored and want to make some scary looking things, and this is what they came up with.
However, there are some people online who have their theories about what's going on. A Reddit user by the name of Real Show posted to the r/outoftheloop subreddit asking his fellow Redditors what exactly the photograph is, who took it, etc. Another Reddit user replied to the post stating, It's just a cursed photo using creepypastas and memes, just like all cursed photos. Probably some dude's just kidding. One encountered a dirty Mickey Mouse suit and decided to take a photo of himself in it in an abandoned-looking place to make a scary photo.
I did it.
A lot
Good
of the
work.
comments seem to echo that theory, which, if true, is a sigh of relief. If this is not the case, however, then what exactly is going on in this extremely weird and unexplainable image?
I don't want to know.
Is this just some guy messing around in a Mickey Mouse outfit in an attempt to scare the internet? Or was this something far more sinister?
What? No.
We'll likely never know. Stairs
Oh
in the
boy.
Woods. Reddit
I've
user
heard of
Search and
this.
Rescue Woods posted a tale on August 25th, 2015, which stated a whole frenzy.
But there's like these weird stairs like this all over the world.
Strange staircases seem to be appearing everywhere in the woods. As soon as the article appeared on Reddit, additional people jumped in to comment and add their own tales, giving the phenomenon more credibility. But is it true or is it a hoax?
Some people think that, and what I've heard is that these stairs were made so that people could go up and look into lakes, rivers, look over the area of the woods. But then people were like, that's not what they're actually designed for. They're portals at the top. And if you walk up to them in a certain way by chanting this saying, you'll go into a different dimension. It's like, who has time for all this crap?
Numerous blogs and communities, including Reddit, have spread the tale, which has since grown to the status of something of an online legend. The text of the original post is as follows. Now, I don't know if this is true in every SAR unit, but in mine it's sort of an unspoken, regular thing we run into. You can try asking about it with other SAR officers, but even if they know what you're talking about, they probably won't say anything about it. We've been told not to talk about it by our superiors, and at this point we've all gotten so used to it that it doesn't even seem weird anymore. On just about every case where we're really far off in the wilderness, I'm talking 30 or 40 miles, at some point we'll find a staircase in the middle of the woods. It's almost like if you took the staircase in your house, cut them out, and put them in the forest. I asked about it the first time I saw some, and the other officer just told me not to worry about it, that it was normal. Everyone I asked said the same thing. I wanted to check them out, but I was told very emphatically that I should never go near any of them. I just sort of ignore them now when I run into them, because it happens so frequently.
I've never
It's
seen it.
interesting to note that this was not merely something that came from a creepypasta. Broadcast 2 months before the initial creepypasta, a WLOS News 13 film investigated the same idea. But let's get into the actual origins of this photo.
Okay.
It turns out that this was a massive art project by a man named
art
Bruce
project?
Allen, who constructed this in 1988. Allen stated, "I was overwhelmed by the scale, energy, and presence of the trees, and spent several days tramping through Beechenhurst on and off the paths, looking at what was there, getting a feeling of the place, and wondering how my own ideas might fit in. I took along with me the knowledge that globally, forests and jungles are being stripped, exploited for timber, and cleared for farming. However, despite the historical exploitation that has happened in the Dean, mining of iron ore and coal, felling trees for timber, shipbuilding, and charcoal, there exists in the forests an intimacy peculiar to no other place that I know. Based on the design of their earliest astronomical observations in India, Bruce Allen created the observatory, a straightforward artwork that consists of a stairway that leads nowhere. It was painted black to contrast with the light and vibrancy of the forest, which was situated near a protected pond in a region of trees bordered by a thicker plantation. Visitors may halt and take in the woodland from an observation platform at the top of the staircase and a little alcove under the stairs. The sculpture was just some innocent art project used by people online as the face of a creepypasta. Nowadays, the sculpture has since been decommissioned. There's no remaining trace of it in the real world today."
Wow. Well, with that being said, I don't know about you, but these images were definitely creepy, definitely nerve-wracking, and definitely nightmare fueling. So, again, it's not like in your face, kind of scary, but it's scary that makes you think and makes you probably dream about it later, and then you're scared in your dreams, and then you wake up with sweaty armpits, dripping face of sweatiness, and you're just having a terrible time because you had complete nightmares. So with that being said, let me know down in the comments if you've had nightmares about these, or if you come back later on and you're like, Smokey, thanks for the nightmares. I'll be like, you're welcome. Again, thank you guys for watching. Please take care, be safe, and as always, keep nerding on, and we will see you guys in the next video.